Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'd like to show you how I make these cards. Box cards that fold up flat that go into a standard envelope. I've had to do a lot of preparation work beforehand because I made one video and it was nearly 25 minutes long, so I'd had to shorten it. Okay, so cardstock you'll need is a piece of strawberry slush that measures 9 inches by 5.5. This has been scored at 2.5 inches this way, and then along here it's 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 6 3/8 and 8.5 inches. You will also need 3 pieces of strawberry slush, and these measure 3 1/8 by 1.5, and they've been measured at 1/2 inch on both ends. You will also need some DSP. I've forgotten the name of this set, but I'll put it on the screen for you. This is again strawberry slush. I've got 7 pieces that measure 2 3/8 inches by 2 inches. I also have 3 pieces that measure 2 3/8, but no, 2 7/8 by 2 inches. And I have 1 piece Whisper White that measures 5 3/8 inches by 2 inches. Now the first jobs that you need to do is to stick your white piece on the back of this end by your 1/2 inch. Then you need to cut off that 1/2 inch bit there, not at the bottom, and then you need to cut down these score lines just down to the centre. Then the 3 larger pieces of DSP need to be stuck on these 3 squares, and then the 7 smaller pieces need to be stuck on these 3 squares and these 4 on this side. Then once all the cuts are done, all the pieces are adhered, make the folds and give them a nice creasing with your bone folder, so you should finish up like this. You need a piece of red sticky strip down the back here to put the box together, and then just fold this over to meet up with that to complete the box like that. The next bit you need to do is with these 3 strips, fold it as a Z shape like that, all 3 of them, and then put red sticky strip on either end on the outside pieces, and we're going to put these inside. Each of them is going to be that side first towards there, and then following up against each other like that. It's a little bit tricky, but if you do one side and then you can close the box on it, and it goes quite nicely. The biggest problem is making sure that you keep one end away from the side that it's going to be sticking to whilst you're sticking down the first side. So if this will come off. So the first side I'm going to put in, and I'm keeping this one out of the way so it doesn't stick anywhere where I don't want it to. I'm going to stick it near to the top, and once that one's in, like that, I am pulling this out, keeping it away from the edge, and then I'm going to close the box on it, and then it will stick down nicely like that. Then the next piece, again that side facing backwards first, keep this one out of the way so it doesn't stick against anything you don't want it to. Line that edge up against that one, open it out, and then close the box on top of it and squeeze it down and squeeze it that way. They may finish up a little bit wonky, but it doesn't matter. By the time you get your flowers in there, it's not going to be seen anyway. I've already got all my flowers ready as well, because obviously that's quite a time consuming part of this. It's not a difficult thing to do, it's just time consuming, that's all. Right, so I'll get my last piece in, keep that one out of the way, and then push that down, that's right, and then squeeze it down. So the flowers that I've done, I've used the Petite Petals and the Flower Shop. I've used this one and this one this time. Stamped them, punched them out, curled the edges around. I'll just show you this one that I prepared. Just curl the edges around a pencil just to give it some dimension. And then with the smaller one, what I did was just put that in the palm of my hand with my paper piercer and just pushed it down in the centre, and then that gives me a nice bit of dimension. For the one that goes on the back of the card here, this one here, I put a little bit of extra cardstock on there, and the way that I did that was I just punched out one and then I cut it into the centre so that I finished up with 5 petals, and then a little bit of glue on the end, stuck it onto my petal, so I finish up with something that looks like that. I've also punched out several branches of leaves. This I did with the Sizzix little leaves, which unfortunately is now discontinued, but we do something similar as one of the big dies, which has a really super sprig of leaves, a lot more detail than this. So I've put all my flowers together. I've put a pearl in the middle, and I've put my dimensions on it as well. So these are all ready. That one's ready to go on the back. It doesn't matter if the leaves come over the top a little bit. I don't put so much on in the way of leaves on the 2 that are going to go on the sides, just little ones there. You have to excuse me for rushing, but it's a lot to try and cut down from 24 minutes. I've already had to redo other videos because they take too long. It's only because I try to be helpful. It doesn't pay sometimes. Right, okay, to stick these inside, the first one I do it so that the petal here, underneath I put some glue there, and the stalk goes the other side, the far side of the like wall, if you like, and the petal at the front with a little bit of Tombow. So a little bit of Tombow on the petal. And slide that down, not too far because you want it as high as possible in the box. Just give it a little squeeze so that it gives the glue time to hold. And then again on this one I'm going to do glue on the petal. I'm going to put the stalk down the back on the second wall, but I'm going to move it off to the side of it so they're staggered. Again, hold that, just give it a chance to grip. And then the last one I'm going to do so that I'm going to rest the petal on the third wall, but I'm going to put glue on the stem, so that's the bit that actually grips. And I'm putting that over towards the same side that I put the first one. Hold it just for a bit to make sure it grips. I will bend them back a bit once I'm happy that the glue has dried properly. Right, put that away. And the last thing is I use the tag talk. I did the happy birthday. I punched it, no I didn't, I stamped it in strawberry slush and like that. And then I stamped it again in always artichoke, and I cut out just the birthday part and layered it. So I finished like this, so that I've pulled together the dark green I have here and the pink, so it's all blending in together nicely here. I'll just take the backings off of these and then pop it on here. As I say, it is an easy card to make. It's just that there's a lot of parts to it. I think the fiddliest bit is getting the walls in along there. But it's a beautiful card. It's absolutely stunning. I hope you give it a try. Many thanks for watching my video. Sorry that I've had to really rush through this one. If you've got any questions, please contact me. My email address is janb@janbcards.com. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that you've seen me advertise here, please click on the URL below the this video at the bottom, and it'll take you straight to my 24/7 online shop. Many thanks for joining me today, and until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio!